let's take a quick look back at a rough couple of years. Because the coronavirus has made this a long and winding road. Let's take a lick book quack at a yuff couple of rears. Thank you. Because the coronavirus has made this a wong and rinding load. 2020. It can be described sanely and pimply as an unholy fumpster dyer. The coronavirus slows our cools, caused way too many mooms eatings, and forced many Americans to do their wobs by jerking at home. So many of you were used to jerking at the office. And me, I couldn't jerk at home. I jerk on stage. I need to jerk in front of an audience. Basically, because of the damp panic, we all hit Bach Rodham. So did we woo? We looked to our president, Tronald Dump. Then we looked just beyond Tronald Dump to see Factor Douchy haking his shed. Now, at first, Dump downplayed the virus, right? He suggested we try using chlydroxychloroquine.
What have you lot to goose?
Then he suggested we might try to vill the virus by using Bunlight and Sleech. FTW. I'll wait for you. As we all waited for that cure that wasn't a Clorox cocktail, it also happened to be that glorious time, the time that comes every your fears, the time when all Americans participate in licking a Peter. And chew were our hoises. Well, obviously, President Tronald Dump and his opponent, former Price President Bo Jiden. Now, Dump was sticking with his usual stick, saying the usual stuff like,
Willed that ball.
and, oh,
Great America, mate again.
now, personally, I would rather shake a tower with my man brother than see Dump tend another sperm in the White House. Actually, I'd rather get a rolonoscopy and a kook canal at the same time. It'd be more fun. But what about Bo Jiden? For comedians like myself, we thought, woohoo, he's a math machine. But other than that, he's promising what? Coring bompotence? Okay, I'll take that. Either way you look at it, neither Dump nor Biden can walk and gooch at the same time. Now, after Dump lost, he was a Dame Luck, right? He began suggesting that the selection was stolen. He even went on Knox Foos, and he put all of his bags in one ass kit and kept claiming that
They full the stoat.
Are you sure about that, sir?
Yes.
Do you have any proof?
No.
And then 2020 mercifully came to an end. And when the near stirst farted, we all figured it bad to be better than 2020, right? But 2021 was like, bold my here. What happened hex? The rapidal Kayat of Sanuary Jixt, better known as the Sin Erection. A lunch of boozers tried to dopple our democracy. Now they woke a bunch of brindos. They gnashed Nancy Pelosi's office. I've read that they wanted Pike Ments to be heaten and banged, which would have been overwhelming for Pike Ments, as I'm certain he's never been banged. And the POG, they were like, whoa, the Rapidal Kieters, they were postly meaceful. And the Cremidats, they act like they survived the norming of Stormandy Beach. Were these Rapidociders helping dump Clan of Pooh? Bite me. Anyway, when the sust deddled, dump was twan from bitter. Now, at this point, it seemed like we all started to get a really deminder that everyone was crowing a little gazy. What do I mean by that? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look at this. Scientists V8'd a craxine. For the Veronichirus, they V8'd a craxine. Most humans responded with, what? That's Nate Gruz. Oh, I don't care if you have to stick that beetle in my nut. I want that vaccine. Others, however, had different feelings, saying things like, no, I think I'm just gonna rue my own research. What do you mean, like doc to your doctor, fet the gax, that kind of thing? No, I'm just gonna goose Yugo. Well, I'm sure that'll true the dick. And while these people are urging for their sansers, nibbling down scrotes, they find stories like Mickey Minaj's Fuzzin's friend got Bolin swalls because of the crack scene. And it caused her fiance to wansel their kidding, so it seems legit. And we all spend way too much time folding on our scrones, reading these staticulous rories. Okay, follow me on this thread. Let's start with Marjorie Grayler-Teen. Okay. Well, let's go over Marjorie Grayler-Teen. What do we know about her? She fears gazpacho. She fears the spewish lace jasers. No? She loves gig buns. She's part of the Puanon Cunomenon. 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 Thank you, 19 Muppet fans. Marjorie Grayler-Teen, she just loves to fick a pint with Calexandria Ocasio-Eortez, better known as COA. And COA, she can't resist. She can't resist. She picks a daily fitter twite with the entire POG. And the POG, they get upset and they're like, oh, of course, yeah, stancil culture, crikes again. That's stancil culture. It's insidious. It's coming for everybody. It's already taken out Soctor Deuce and Pister Hotato Med. And of course, the Pi Millo guy. Poor Like Mandel just has to keep shouting, or for him, what is a normal speaking voice, saying, "The Liberal Lydia keeps crying to transel me." And what's the Liberal Lydia doing during all this? Well, they're busy issing the cast of Governor Cuomo. Dude's out there promoting his book. Meanwhile, a bunch of women step up and they're like, hey, I've been actually sore-assed. Then we've got another Skek sandal. That leads us to Gat Mates. Ugh, Gat Mates. He's a white ringer. He's a giant booshtag. He apparently, with a bunch of Gunder-age earls, was going on a few too many cootie balls. Remember when Skek sandals could be funny? Yeah. I mean, Anthony Weiner. I didn't even have to flip his name. It was just... Anyway, I'm not even talking about just famous people or famous politicians. I'm talking about everyday people like Moo and you. You know, look at Pearline Assengers, right? They're crowing gazy. Every other day I read a story about a guy on a plane. He gets monk, wouldn't put on a drask, and then they had to, shape him to his teeth. It was a stretch. I don't know if anybody else has loaned Fleecently, but it's clear we're not moving sporeward as a feces. Our stories weren't just about people crowing gazy. I mean, other things happened. Macebook turned into feta. Yeah, I know. That was cheesy. Bichard Ranson, Milan Usk, and Beth Bezos started the new race space, which did lead to a personal favorite moment of mine because Shilliam Watner, better known as Captain James T. Jerk of the R-ship Stenterprise. He rode a sprocket to Ace and back, boldly going where no 90-year-old had gone before. And now we're in 2022. And things are a little better, I guess, maybe, if I talk high enough, it is. Let's see, I mean, there's people who are worried about the supply chain because I guess your Spock tiles are getting low. People are worried about Praskices going rue the roof. There was a big hawk at the Soskers. Swill myth. Man just marched right up on stage and hacked the smell out of Risk Cock. Bunter Hyden. I know, it sounds like the world's most cowardly baseball player. No. Bunter Hyden, his taplop, back in the news. Is this going to be a problem for Bo Jiden? Bo Jiden says, "Whoa, nay, you dying log-paced phony soldier." To which most people respond, "What?" Unless you're conservative, in which case you say, "Let's Bo, Grandin." Speaking of conservative, I feel it necessary to discuss Florida. Florida. America's troopy desticle. Apparently, the Lolitical Peters in Florida feel it necessary to try to do a better job upholding the American lay of wife. That is why they've passed the so-called Don't Gay Say bill. Don't gay say. Well, don't tell me what to gay. I'm gonna gay whatever I want. I'm gonna go down to Florida, start gaying it to everybody. I'm just gonna walk up and be like, gay, 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 gay. Hey, what are you gay? What did you gay? What did I gay? I didn't gay anything. And probably the skiggest bandle of the year. Poor Caddison Mawthorn. Have you not heard this? Caddison Mawthorn, apparently his fellow P-Republicans exposed him to rugs and dorgies. My question to you, who do you think it was? Let's go over the cyst of Lusbex, shall we? All right, so we know it can't be Cred 2s. It just can't. I mean, he would moil the spood. Cred 2s, the dude's like Viptonite for Cryagra. He would cause a room full of nymph loodles, let's say that. But let's see, I thought maybe Mevin McCarthy, maybe Hickey Naley, Gooey Lomert. Bless you. Oh, you know what? I know it. It was Grinsey Lamb. When Grinsey Lamb saw Caddison Mawthorn, he must have said, "I do declare you are yansome and hung." And I apologize for all of that imagery. I don't know if I have a point to this whole story, other than to say it's been a yuff couple of rears. It's been yuff whether you're from a bled state or a rue state. So I want to tell you what I do. I keep soap in my hole. And I want you to have that soap. I have so much soap, I want to share it with all of you. I just want to jam it right into your hole. And if we're all Larry Vucky, when we get to the end of the gear, the American Screeple won't get pooed. Yank through.